Hello, you are listening to The Wellness Project with Des. I'm your host, Desiree, a mental health therapist and holistic wellness coach. On my podcast, I interview experts in the field of mental health and wellness, as well as those who share their firsthand accounts of their mental health journeys. These interviews will give you many tips, tools, and strategies to improve your mental health, as well as give you hope, support, encouragement, and inspiration on your own personal mental health and wellness journey. Thanks so much for being here. I would greatly appreciate it if you took a moment to leave me a review on iTunes and leave the podcast 5 stars on Spotify. It really helps the podcast to grow, which in turn helps me to keep bringing on amazing guests and spreading mental health and wellness education and support. And make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss an episode. Are you ready to embark on a transformative journey towards holistic well-being, unlocking the full potential of your mind, body, and spirit? If so, I'm thrilled to invite you to my program, the Holistic Wellness Transformation Coaching Program. My one-to-one coaching program is a comprehensive and individualized approach to help you improve your overall well-being. As a holistic wellness coach, I'm here to guide you on a transformative journey to attain balance and harmony in all areas of your life. With personalized coaching sessions, I'll offer guidance and support throughout your wellness journey. Starting with a thorough holistic assessment. We'll dive into your past, habits, thoughts, feelings, behaviors, and patterns that may be holding you back and no longer serving you. This assessment forms the foundation for your customized wellness plan. Together, we'll explore the 8 foundational elements of wellness to ensure you feel balanced and aligned with your goals and your values. This program goes beyond the surface, providing you with mental and emotional support. I will help you to manage stress, anxiety, and other challenges such as perfectionism and people-pleasing, offering techniques and strategies to enhance your resilience and your skills. The benefits of this program cannot be overstated. I'll be there every step of the way to support you in achieving balance and harmony in your life, manage stress, and improve your emotional well-being. Nurture healthy connections, create lasting, healthy habits, achieve your goals, and gain confidence in your ability to transform your life. Join me on this journey to holistic wellness. You could go to my website to check out my various packages, and you could go to my Calendly link found in the show notes to schedule a free 30-minute consultation call where we will go over the 8 core areas of wellness, as well as your goals and your dream life. Reach out and let's get started on your wellness journey so you can finally live the life you want. Hello there, I'm your host Des, and you are listening to episode number 158. On today's episode, we're going to be exploring focus, why we seem to have difficulty focusing, and how you can improve your ability to focus. We live in a world of constant, just nonstop distractions. Our attention is constantly pulled in 1,000 different directions. Because of this, staying focused has become a rare skill. And it is exactly that, a skill, which is good news because that means it can be improved upon. But before we get to that, let's go over some common distractions in today's super connected world. Some common distractions include notifications. Every app sends you notifications. We get texts, we get calls. It seems like our phones are always alerting us about something. And some of our phones and computers are even pre-programmed to send us weather alerts. Ads always seem to distract us from what we're watching or listening to, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Hulu, whether it's Spotify. Along with interrupting our focus, this can also cause a lot of anxiety. Social media is always a constant distraction, whether Facebook, Instagram Reels, YouTube, or TikTok, my personal biggest distraction. Email, which is now readily accessible on all of our phones because we live in a society that discourages work-life balance and promotes 24/7 accessibility, especially if you work from home. These lines can become very blurred. Food. I don't know about you, but whenever I sit down to do something like write or edit my podcast, it feels like the perfect time for a snack. Noise, especially now that no one uses headphones anymore. If you're out in public, you are likely listening to someone else's videos or music or whatever game they're playing. This actually drives me crazy. It's like nails on a chalkboard for me. If you're one of these offenders, please, for the sanity of all of us, use headphones. I don't know when this started to be a thing that people just listen to things out loud. Horrific. Endless information. We have the world's news, events, and information at the tips of our fingers 24/7. Never before have we ever been so connected to events globally. This causes an urgency and pressure to stay in the know, but the thing is, there's just too much to know. It's absolutely impossible to keep up, and that causes so much anxiety. These are just a few common distractions. It seems like maintaining concentration is an uphill battle because distractions can have a significant impact on our ability to focus over time. Constant exposure to distractions shortens our attention span. Over time, our brains become conditioned to seek out novelty and instant gratification, which makes it really hard to sustain focus on a single task for extended periods of time. Distractions interrupt our workflow and force us to shift our focus away from what we're doing. Each time we switch tasks, it takes time for our brains to reorient and regain momentum. This leads to decreased productivity and efficiency on tasks. And when we're constantly bombarded with distractions, it becomes even more difficult for our brains to encode new information into our memory and retain what we've just learned or read or whatever. Distractions disrupt this process and actually make it really hard to recall information later on. Dealing with frequent distractions actually triggers stress and anxiety responses in the body. Over time, chronic stress and anxiety actually impairs our cognitive function, making it even more difficult to focus and concentrate effectively. So, this is a vicious cycle. Distractions when working on tasks lead us to make mistakes, cause oversights, and incomplete tasks. We all think that we can multitask well, but this is just not true. You may be able to multitask, but you are definitely not doing it well. Dependency on external stimuli is a huge one. Over time, our brains can become dependent on external stimuli, such as social media, entertainment, or constant stimulation, to feel engaged or entertained. Our brains actually become addicted to the dopamine hits that come from social media and instant gratification. This dependency just further erodes our ability to focus on tasks that require sustained attention and concentration, especially if the task is tedious or boring. So, in short, distractions can gradually undermine our ability to focus over time, which leads to decreased productivity, impaired cognitive function, and negative impacts on your mental health and well-being. I named a few common distractions. It's going to be so important for you to recognize your own main sources of distractions in order to effectively tackle them. Okay, so now that we went over all of that, let's shift our gears to what you can actually do to strengthen this skill and improve your ability to focus. One of the most effective ways to boost your focus is through mindfulness meditation. Meditation helps to train your mind to stay attentive and present in the moment. Even just a few minutes of mindfulness each day can make a world of difference in your ability to concentrate. You can try using an app or a podcast. There's the Calm app, Headspace, and I really like the Tracks to Relax podcast. Mark and I listen to this when we're going to sleep at night. Another key aspect of improving your focus is setting clear and specific goals. When you have a clear sense of what you want to achieve or get done, you'll know exactly which tasks you need to focus on. And breaking larger goals down into smaller, more manageable steps can also help to prevent overwhelm, which will also help to keep you on track. So let me give you an example. One of my goals is to read more, but that's not a specific goal. I needed to work on making my goal more specific to make it achievable. So I specified my goal to read one book a month. An example of more of a daily task for you may be reading and responding to all of your work emails before the end of the day. So try to break this down even further. I made my goal into a habit. I read every night before I go to sleep. Starting at 10 p.m., I brush my teeth and then I lay in bed and eliminate all distractions. I turn off my phone or put it in my nightstand and I let Mark know that I'm reading, that this is my reading time. Creating a dedicated workspace free from clutter and distractions can make a huge difference for your concentration levels. Find a space where you feel comfortable and focused and has limited distractions. Again, for me, this is my bed for reading. Eliminate distractions that are within your control. So, a major one that I always recommend is turning off all the notifications on your phone. Go into each app and turn off all of the notifications. Turn off email notifications. The only notifications I have on my phone are texts and calls. You can even take this a step further and keep your phone on silent at all times. I do this, but some people feel that's a bit extreme. I've had my phone on silent for years because the notifications just drive me crazy and they really distract me and cause me some anxiety. If you're in a noisy space like a cafe, public transit, a park, or the grocery store, try using earplugs or noise-canceling headphones. Turn your TV or laptop on mute when ads or commercials come on. Sometimes we're not able to skip the ad, but you do not have to listen to it. Routines are very powerful when training your brain to focus. Our brains like consistency. They like structure, stability, and routine. This can look like setting aside specific blocks of time each day for certain tasks and working on the specific task in the same place at the same time each day. When strengthening your focus muscle, one of the most important things you can do is go back to the task when you get distracted. You are going to feel tempted to give in to the distractions, and there will be times that you do give in to the distraction, but it is so important to return back to the task as soon as possible. This is you telling your brain that you are not allowing distractions and you will stay on task, no matter how many distractions are thrown your way. I mentioned this a bit before, but cut out multitasking. Your brain needs to focus on one task at a time. And to piggyback off of that point, fully complete one task before moving on to another. Our brains do not do well with open loops or incompletes. It is so difficult, but practice focusing on one thing at a time. It will get easier to do over time. This is something I've been intentionally practicing because I am a major multitasker and I am always doing 10 things at once. So take a deep breath and slow down. I hope that this was helpful for you. I hope that you gained a lot of insight and a lot of tips. So good luck on your journey to refocusing your attention and strengthening that skill. It is possible, but it takes intentional practice. So take some of these tips and implement them into your life. And as always, feel free to reach out for support. You can message me on Facebook, DM me on Instagram, or email me at accordingtodez@gmail.com. I really hope that you liked this episode and gained a lot of value from it. If you did like this episode, please share it on social media. You can tag me at The Wellness Project with Des on Instagram and at According to Des on Facebook. If you do enjoy my podcast and gain value from it, I would greatly appreciate your support. You can show your love and support by buying me a coffee. This will help my podcast to grow and in turn will help me to keep bringing on amazing guests. You can go to buymeacoffee.com/The Wellness Project with Des to show your support. All books written by or recommended by my amazing podcast guests are listed on my Amazon storefront. Go to the link in the show notes to check out those books. I would love to extend an invite to you to become a part of my community. You can do this through Facebook, where we will be discussing this episode. I would love for you to share your insights, any aha moments, any thoughts or ideas you would like to contribute. You can contribute in the discussion taking place in my Facebook group, and it's a great place to connect with me because I am in there every day with mental health and wellness content, discussions, reflections, journal prompts. It's a fun and supportive place to be. You can find the group at facebook.com/groups/According to Des, and that link will also be in the show notes. You can also check out more of what I'm doing on my website, accordingtodez.com. You'll find a lot of wellness blogs, written interviews, detailed podcast show notes, and my shop, where you will be able to find workshops, my self-care course, digital downloads, ebooks. There's a lot going on my website, so make sure you check that out at accordingtodes.com. And while you're there, join my email list to stay in the know about what I have going on and available for you. When you sign up, you will get your free ebook, The 5 Stress Reduction Techniques to help you feel more relaxed. Thank you so much for being here. I will talk to you next week. So until then, I hope you have a calm and peaceful week.